YouTube, this is Vargas XX78, back again with another collection picker video. Last series of videos actually, I think, worked out pretty well. Instead of doing one gigantic haul, this idea that I'm trying out of cutting it in small sections, I feel works a little best. That way it's not like an hour-long video. Some people enjoy it, some people don't. So I'm trying to cut down and make it more digestible for everyone. So I just finished recording a comic book pickup video, a gigantic comic book pickup video. It's been a while since I gone to the comic book store, and last time I went, I did leave behind a couple of things. So I had stuff there, plus everything else that has come out. But I mentioned it on that video, but I'm repeating here. I will cut down on a number of comic book series. It's getting out of hand, especially as far as the prices go. Just it's really expensive to pick up comic books now, and so yeah, just have to cut down a couple of series. So yeah, I'm gonna take care of that, and also, so I'm gonna I recorded that. I'm gonna record this video. I usually leave this last, but I want to change things up. So in this video I'm going to talk about the movies. I'm an avid movie collector, and I've actually gotten my wife hooked into buying stuff. So a bunch of this is my wife's, a bunch of this is mine, and a bunch is going to go for my our daughter, because our daughter, we want to build an awesome cartoon collection for her. And later on, if she gets into sci-fi and action movies and stuff like that, cool. But we want to educate her in the cartoons, typical stuff like Disney or DreamWorks. Hoping I can get some anime in there, the light anime first, and then we'll work our way up. So yeah, lots and lots to talk about. So let's get started. The majority of these movies that I bought, I picked up from that online seller that I mentioned in a number of my videos. In Facebook, he's Movie Freak Bazaar. He sells a lot of movies, and he has a very good selection, so much so that I have been able to find some movies that I've been chasing after with him. So that's pretty awesome. This one I picked up because my wife likes the show, and I have season 1 and 2, and this is season 3 of True Blood. I haven't actually kept up with the TV show, but actually a lot of TV shows we haven't caught up with. I saw True Blood as far as season 2, which is the last season that I bought. So super cool that we found it in season 3. This is complete season 3. Comes with its slipcase, art, and stuff like that, and it's a whole bunch of DVDs in here. So these are pretty cool. I like the design of this. Then I bought Walk the Line, the widescreen edition. Try to avoid full screens as much as possible. This came with a slipcase, which is always cool. I'm a huge sucker for slipcases. There is a slightly better version of this that has a ton. It's a 2-disc set. It has a ton of special features. That's pretty cool. This one only has an audio commentary by co-writer and director James Mangold, and 10 deleted scenes with optional commentary by James Mangold. Now, specifically, I've been wanting to get this one because, well, although I'm not a huge Johnny Cash fan, I like his music, especially I like his last work, The Best. I don't know, something about that last CD really got to me. And so I've been meaning to get this one. But after seeing Logan, I especially wanted to get this one because the first Logan trailer that I saw had the Hurt song by Johnny Cash. And James Mangold directed this movie. So it's a double whammy in that aspect. If you haven't seen Logan, go watch it. That's a freaking amazing movie. Then I picked up My Life. I remember seeing this movie, and I'm not a big fan of this type of genre movie where you know, this is the sad movie, but then it has an uplifting ending. Not a big fan of that. I go to the movies to as a means of escapism, like comic books and video games. I go to the movies to sit my butt in the theater and for 2 hours watch something fantastical happen. Not a huge fan of these down to earth slice of life type of movies, but this one in particular I enjoyed. And now that I'm a dad, it hits me double whammy. First of all, it has my all-time favorite Batman, Michael Keaton, and his character has, I believe it's cancer. Yeah, I think it's cancer because it's been a while since I've seen this movie. So he has cancer, and what he does is that he records himself giving tips to his kid because he's the terminal cancer, and he's not going to be around to teach him all these dad things that a kid needs. So he's recording these videos for him. Is it a kid? I don't remember if it's a son. I'm pretty sure it's a son, but again, I haven't seen this movie in a while. So he records these videos so that he, he can, in a way, interact with his kid and gives him tips and everything. Michael Keaton is freaking amazing. And this is a sad movie, but yeah, this is a good movie, and not a lot of people. I've heard not a lot of people, like Michael Keaton because they remember him in Beetlejuice and Batman, but he did a bunch of stuff. Sure, he did the multiplicity thing where he clones himself, and that's a silly movie, but he's still a good actor that he can, play each clone's personality differently, and he really got a push. Thankfully, he got a push in Birdman. Birdman really, put him in people's eyes. But so for a guy that has been following his career, I saw, he was in The Other Guys, and he was amazing in that, and he was in RoboCop. I went to see RoboCop because Michael Keaton was in it. So yeah, really good movie. I need to watch it again, but really cool. Now, also picked up, so I have a lot of collections of directors and actors and stuff like that. One of the directors that I like collecting for, and I'm missing still a couple of his movies, but not as many. I'm not missing as many as I thought originally, thankfully. But is Alfred Hitchcock. I like collecting Alfred Hitchcock movies. They're good suspense movies from the olden days. And I was missing Rear Window. This is a movie that unfortunately inspired that Shia LaBeouf movie, Suspiria. But this is the original. This is the good one. The one that best parodies this is the Simpsons episode where Bart breaks his leg and he thinks Flanders killed Maude. And I genuinely like Alfred Hitchcock movies. I'm still missing The Birds. I want to get The Birds. It's a good movie. And Strangers in the Train. It's another one that I'm missing. But super hyped that I finally have Rear Window. Gonna pop that in because my wife's never seen it. Then always picking up. I'm actually always picking up everything, but especially if I come across a wrestling DVD or anime, I pick it up. And I picked up Pet Shop of Horrors. This is a horror-themed anime that I've never seen before, but because it does horror, I am going to assume it's horror. And it has an all-star from the anime Dream Team, Hisashi Abe from Vampire Hunter D, Rintaro from Final Fantasy, and Yoshiaki Kawajiri from Biohunter, Ninja Scroll, and Wicked City. This is only 4 episodes. It's based off a manga, running at 95 minutes. But I am looking forward to this because it has the awesome meter in the red, so only for mature audiences. This is probably going to be awesome, I hope. Can't go wrong with anime. Now, last time I picked up the Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr., and because I am an obsessive-compulsive collection freak, I have to have everything, every set complete, every series complete, because that's how I roll. And they had Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law return as Sherlock Holmes and Watson. this time to fight Moriarty, which is, of course, Sherlock's arch nemesis. The first one, I liked it. I really, really liked the first Sherlock Holmes movie. This one was also good, even though the epic bromance between Sherlock and Watson is a little bit more hinted at in this movie. Also picked up The Expendables 2. I liked this one in some parts, and at the same time I kind of disliked this one. The thing that I dislike is that the first Expendables was an R-rated movie with violence and action and all that good stuff. This one, because they were, as far as I know, I read this online, they were trying to convince Chuck Norris to be in this, but he said he would do it, but if they cut down the violence and turn it into a PG-13, and that sucks. But I think this is the R-rated version? I don't know. Because when they release on DVD, it has an unrated version and then the theatrical version, but this one actually doesn't say. But that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I heard that Chuck Norris said he wanted the violence to be cut down because he didn't want the movie to be too violent, and the studios wanted to, of course, get more young kids in the seats and sell it more. So that kind of sucks. But it has an all-star cast of action people. Even though Jet Li disappeared really early on the film, it still has an awesome cast of people. It has Bruce Willis. It has Bruce Willis and Schwarzenegger shooting people in this mini car, and the bad guy is Jean-Claude Van Damme, and that's pretty awesome. I really, really dug the hell out of that. So I like the Expendables movies. I'm still missing Expendables 3, but I hope to get it soon. Also picked up, I don't know what happened here, but I also picked up Havoc, the unrated version. Like I said, when DVDs come out, sometimes they're the PG-13, sometimes they're R, and sometimes they're unrated, and this is unrated. I remember that this is a movie because Anne Hathaway started out with The Princess Diaries and Ella Enchanted and stuff like that. And this really surprised me because it's a more adult kind of movie for her. It's like she was trying to separate herself from the goody two-shoes Disney, which is actually something that happens to a lot of actresses that start off in Disney. They want to like rebel and do some really intense things, and this is this kind of movie. If you want to see, if you like Anne Hathaway and you want to see her give good acting, definitely check this movie out. Now, after we went to Walmart, and because, like I said, we're trying to build this epic cartoon collection for my daughter, we bought for her at Walmart Peppa Pig. She loves the hell out of Peppa Pig. So we picked up Muddy Puddles, which is a collection of 10 episodes. And we also picked up My Birthday Party, which this one's slightly better because it has 12 episodes. So yeah, these DVDs come circled between 10 and 12. Even though the cover says 14, but it only has 12, so 2 of them must be... Oh, yes, it does. It has 2 bonus episodes. So yeah, this one has 14. But again, for some reason, my daughter really, really digs the hell out of Peppa Pig. So, when she wants to just, sit in front of the TV, Peppa Pig's the thing. Then this one, because, again, obsessive-compulsive collecting freak, I have a Stanley Kubrick collection because, of course, why wouldn't I? There's a couple of movies I'm still missing. I'm still missing Doctor Strangelove. I'm still missing, I think he did Spartacus? I think Spartacus is his too. But his last film that I needed is Eyes Wide Shut, starring Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. I remember this got a lot of hype behind it because it had the then married Kidman and Cruise doing supposedly some really steamy, naked scenes. And but then I saw the movie, and like a lot of Stanley Kubrick's work, it's weird. And then I heard a lot of negative reviews because people just didn't get it. They didn't get what was going on. But again, it's a Stanley Kubrick movie. It's weird. A lot of weird visuals, but very intriguing at the same time. Honestly, the nudity doesn't really do much for the movie. It's more about the mood. Again, like a Stanley Kubrick movie, it's more about the mood that it sets up. and stuff like that. So I'm still missing 2, and I'll have a complete Kubrick collection. Now, I've been looking for a couple of Doctor Who on DVD. I've never before now come across Doctor Who on DVD, and I love Doctor Who, like a lot of nerds, and people that watch TV and stuff dig the hell out of Doctor Who. The 11th Doctor is my favorite Doctor Who because of Amy Pond and the Doctor. I think the Doctor is pretty cool. And then followed by the 10th Doctor. The 10th Doctor is really cool. And but then the 11th Doctor, after losing Amy Pond, had Claire. And well, I'm okay with the 12th Doctor. He's okay, but he doesn't compare to the 11th Doctor, in my personal opinion. So, super happy that I came across some Doctor Who. This is Doctor Who Series 6, Part 1. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes of Doctor Who with Matt Smith, and I forget her name. What's her name? I don't know. Amy Pond. Karen Gillan, who was Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is Series 7, Disc 1. Series 6, Part 2, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes. And then Series 7, Part 1, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes. It doesn't unfortunately have the Christmas episode, which kind of sucks. But this one has the last episode with the heartbreaking episode with Amy Pond and Rory, and that was a hard sit. This series really pulled at my heartstrings. The same thing happened in the last episode that Matt Smith was in it, when he's leaving the show, and then again the last episode with Claire. Good sci-fi, good episode. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't watched Doctor Who, give it a watch. It's pretty amazing. At Walmart, my wife picked up for our daughter Moana. We went to see this in the theater, and we're blown away by how amazing the animation is. The songs are all sticky. I still have Shiny and You're Welcome stuck in my head. But again, the animation, the water effects, even something as simple as the hair effects look freaking amazing. And our daughter digs the hell out of the You're Welcome song. And so do my niece and my nephew. So, goodbye right there. Also from Movie Freak Bazaar, he had a big clearance sale, so I picked up a couple of stuff. Picked up Lost, the complete first season. I saw the first season, but I didn't follow through. The last thing I saw of Lost was the last episode. I was in and out with Lost. I literally became lost with Lost. Only saw the first episode, the first season. Thought it was pretty cool. Been meaning to get it on DVD, but he had season 1 and season 2 there. So I'll keep track. But I already know how the series lacklusterly ended, but it's still a good series. So season 1 was pretty awesome. Also, for our daughter, picked up Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the animated series. This has 10 episodes plus a bonus episode, so it's 11 total. The animated Sabrina the Teenage Witch wasn't that bad. I really think my daughter will enjoy that. Also picked up The Smurfs, Season 1, Volume 1. It's a very thin little thing, but it's 2 discs featuring 19 Smurf episodes. Now, I haven't watched the 2 Smurf live-action movies because those look like garbage. Honestly, even though the first one has, I think the second one also has Neil Patrick Harris, but they look like crap. Honestly, I hate these live-action adaptations. The Chipmunks, the Smurfs, horrible. But I grew up watching the Smurfs. They would pass them in the afternoons, and they had some really weird episodes, and then they had some really good episodes. So, yeah, hopefully my daughter will enjoy watching these little green things. Even though here in Mexico, the Smurfs kind of became a horror urban legend. I remember a lot of friends of mine at school hearing about this story from someone else, that they had a couple of those Smurf figures, and at night they would move and, do stuff. So a lot of weird stuff happened here in Mexico with the Smurfs, but it was a good cartoon. Also, picked up for her Barney. Barney, yes. The pink dinosaur that was the craze so many years ago. And some people liked it. Some people hated it. Some people thought it was weird. They even did an amazing movie called Death to Smoochie, which was kind of influenced by Barney. It's okay. It's a kid show. The only problem I have with most kids shows, and indeed the majority of most modern kids shows, is that I feel they talk down to kids and they patronize kids a lot. Like, they treat them like little, honestly, they treat them like little morons, and that's not the case in cartoons. And I'm going to sound like an old fud, but in my days, cartoons didn't talk down to kids. They would present things as they were, with all the psychological traumas and implications. But back in the day, they didn't sugarcoat stuff as much as they do now. But Barney's a good sing-along thing. It's not my cup of tea, but it is what it is. Picked up some anime. I know nothing of this anime, except that the art style kind of looks like One Piece or Bleach. But this is the Law of Wiki. It's actually more like Bleach. No, I don't know. It looks like, I don't know, like Shaman King, maybe? Doesn't say who's behind this, but it's anime. I love anime. Saw Logan, like I said, freaking amazing movie. And after watching it, because I went into that movie blind, I didn't want to research anything that would spoil it. And in the movie, they showcase a Western movie called Shane, which now I'm trying to track down because I've never seen that Western. But in interviews and stuff that I've seen after the fact, they do mention as inspiration Shane, the Cowboys, Little Miss Sunshine, and The Wrestler. And, oddly enough, I found The Cowboys, which is a John Wayne movie where he's this cattle farmer that has to deal with cattle rustlers. So he goes and he hires these little boys to train them and help him become cowboys and protect the herd. And so it's this beat down, worn out guy that is trying to teach the new generation to stand up to themselves and, stop these criminals. So yeah, looking forward to watching this, because like I said, it's an inspiration to Logan. Picked this one up for my wife. This is Bamps. This is kind of like a horror comedy. It stars Alicia Silverstone, which I haven't seen in anything until now, and Kristen Ritter, who's Jessica Jones in the Marvel, Netflix series. And there are two vampires that, are living the single life until one of them falls in love with a human, and then they have to deal with that. Picked it up for my wife because she likes one of my wife's favorite movies is Clueless with Alicia Silverstone, and she liked Kristen Ritter because she was in Gilmore Girls, and she's Jessica Jones, and my wife really dug Jessica Jones, so hoping this is good. Again, because I'm an obsessive-compulsive freak and I have to have everything, every set, every series completed, I picked up the Santa Claus Tree. The not-so-good ending to the Santa Claus series. The first one was really good. I really liked the first Santa Claus. Santa Claus 2 was meh. And this one's weird. It has Kevin Short as Jack Frost. And you would think I would like it because they have this time travel thing where Tim Allen never became Santa Claus, but Jack Frost did. So he changes everything up, and somehow Tim Allen remembers that something's wrong, so he has to, try to fix it. So it's not bad. It's just meh. Meh. But now I have all three Santa Clauses. Also, I have a James Bond collection, because again, why not? And but honestly, I like a lot of the movies that I see, collect, and own. I enjoy the hell out of them, and I like James Bond. It's interesting to see how that character has evolved through the ages. You know, his technology when Sean Connery was James Bond was like nothing. He had a suitcase that put out a knife, and that was high tech. Then Roger Moore came in and like really campy stuff. Uh, really over sexualized, and then Pierce Brosnan came in, and because I grew up with Roger Moore as James Bond, but when Pierce Brosnan came in, I was like, cool, this is cool, and GoldenEye was freaking amazing, and not a big fan of Timothy Dalton, didn't like him that much as James Bond. I don't remember the name of the one he did. I think it's called License to Kill. I like that one because it's James Bond. They took away his license to kill, so he can go out. He goes rogue to try to catch a bad guy. That one's okay. And then of course Daniel Craig picked up, and he's pretty good. But I like, and it's like I said, interesting to see how the character has evolved. But there's one, not really black sheep, but kind of is. That's On Her Majesty's Secret Service with George Lazenby. This is the one where James Bond actually gets married, but they kill her. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. They kill his bride, and he's like, oh. But yeah, just I didn't have this, and yeah, I need to own it. Still missing, and it bugs me that I'm still missing Octopussy and From Russia with Love, but I'll work on it. Also, Nicolas Cage, because Nicolas Cage is awesome, and I like collecting Nicolas Cage. I picked up Stolen. Haven't seen this one, actually. The back says, 12 hours, 10 million, 1 kidnapped daughter. Nicolas Cage he's awesome. He's one of the kind of actor that... He's an actor that I like seeing in stuff. Because of his legal problems with the IRS, he's been forced to do a lot of stuff. And sometimes he's like just dream walking through the things. And sometimes, he puts the effort and you get classic, over-the-top Nicolas Cage. So, it's hit or miss sometimes, but it's still Nicolas Cage. I'll still watch the hell out of the movies. Also a big fan of disaster movies. And I grew up watching those disaster movies from the 70s, early 80s. And stuff like, my favorite one of all time is The Towering Inferno. I freaking love that movie. The Poseidon Adventure. Earthquake. I need to get Earthquake, but I love Earthquake. And the other one that I was missing is Meteor. Before Armageddon, there was Meteor with Sean Connery, and it's as the name implies, it's about a meteor that crashes to Earth and causes a bunch of sweet destruction from 1979 when Sean Connery still had more hair. Just a big fan of these big budget 70s, early 80s disaster movies. Just freaking love them. I love them. The only bummer about this is that I don't think you'll be able to see it, but the thing inside is a victim to humidity. It has some of that nasty black stuff inside, and I don't know how to fix that. I do not know how to fix it. I already put it outside the sun. And all that did is kind of like wrinkle it. So if anyone has any tips on getting rid of that nasty humidity on these DVD papers, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, because I'm trying to complete a set of Disney animated movies for my daughter, Chicken Little. Not a good Disney movie, unfortunately. It's interesting because it has aliens and Chicken Little has to save people. It's not that good. Okay, almost done, guys. Almost done. I don't know why my movie videos always tend to go really long. Went back to Movie Freak Bazaar and just last week. This week. And for my wife, picked up Sex and the City Season 2. Season 3, and Season 4. I've gotten for my wife the Sex and the City movie. I think we're still missing the second one, but I know nothing of Sex in the City. So yeah, but I do know about Dexter. Picked up Dexter Season 1 and Dexter Season 2. And they also had Season 3, 4, and 5, so I'm hoping that's still there. Even though Season 4 is a real heart-wrencher for something that I won't mention until I get that. But Dexter is really cool. I really like it. He's a serial killer. When he was really little, his mother got butchered, and he was left in the pile of her blood. So that kind of messed him up. So he's adopted by a cop, and the cop tries his best to try to control his murdering urges, but it doesn't quite work out. The traumatizing event that messed him up, but good and proper. And so the dad cop, the only thing he can really do is try to train him to kill other serial killers. So he's like a vigilante that kills people, but he kills people that kind of have it coming. So yeah, he's a serial killer that kills serial killers. And that's pretty cool. And he's always verging on the line of going full-blown evil. So I freaking love Dexter. Freaking love Dexter. Now, another movie that I've been hunting down for years and years and years, and I finally have, is John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness. I've been looking for this for a long time because it's inspired by the tales of H.P. Lovecraft. And I've been wanting to get this movie, and it's now mine, and I am super happy. Can't wait to pop this into the DVD or the Blu-ray and watch the hell out of this film, because I've been wanting to get this movie for a long time. And actually, someone ordered it, but then backed out, and it's mine. Mine. Also, much like disaster movies, I like those big effects written movies from the 60s, 70s, and I picked up a double feature of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and The Fantastic Voyage. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, meh, but Fantastic Voyage is fantastic. It's about this crew of scientists that are shrunking down and then put into another scientist to try to get rid of, I think it's cancer or some sort of virus. And the effects are awesome for the time. And of course, it's been parodied in The Simpsons. When Mr. Burns has to, get fixed by Homer and the gang. With hilarious results. But also kind of creepy. So this is awesome 60s goodness. I think it's the 60s. Yes. 61 and 66. Also for my daughter, What's New Scooby-Doo? The sports edition. The new What's New Scooby-Doo wasn't that good. Doesn't compare to the classic Scooby-Doo, but again, for my daughter. I had to double dip on this one. I already own Return of the Street Fighter and the Street Fighter's Last Revenge. I've just been missing the Street Fighter. And it's not based on the video game, it's an awesome martial arts series with Sonny Chiba. Right there, Sonny Chiba, who you might remember as Hattori Hanzo in Kill Bill. But the Street Fighter movies, if you haven't seen them, watch them. They're pretty hardcore. In one of the movies has Sonny Chiba pop someone's eye out, and then another one he rips out another guy's balls with really violent movies with a lot of not fantastic, like, flipping and jumping off buildings, kung fu or martial arts, but really realistic. Like, if someone knew martial arts and they used them to fuck people up, that's the kind of martial arts these are. So really cool. But again, I already have Return of the Street Fighter, but I had to buy this because of Street Fighter, because I have not seen any DVD of Street Fighter, and it bugs me that I don't have all three. There's actually the 3, and then there's Lady Street Fighter, I think. For my wife, picked up The Bounty Hunter with Jennifer Aniston and Gerard Butler. It's a good comedy. Not a lot of people like Jennifer Aniston. My wife likes most of the movies, and she liked that one, so added it there. And last movie I'm gonna talk to you guys about is another cartoon for my daughter, Little Einsteins, with a couple episodes where they shrink, which is like really really fitting that I have the inspiration to that Fantastic Voyage, and then we have this where they shrink. Even the ship kind of looks the same. So yeah, this is purely for my daughter, and yeah. But actually, that reminds me, I'm missing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's something I have to pick up. So yeah, that was the really long pickup movie video. I see here because I have the timer on this side of the screen. So if you see me doing that, it's because I want to know how long I'm going. So lots to talk about. I always try to, showcase the standout gems of the collection, and I have so many, but I'm gonna go with Fantastic Voyage. Love this movie. It's amazing. Street Fighter, watch it. It's incredible. In the Mouth of Madness, watch it. Amazing. Moana. Even if you're not into Disney, watch it. The animation is freaking amazing. And gonna go with this one in particular, Doctor Who, because the Angels Take Manhattan and the gut-wrenching goodbye to Amy Pond and Rory. And it brings out the feels. So yeah, good batch of movies. I'm hoping, I always say this when movies are involved, I do hope that I'm able to cut down on the movie pickups, because just like with the comic books, I do tend to splurge a lot in movies, but it's because I freaking love movies. I love watching movies. I love collecting movies. I love going hunting and well, I'm doing it now through Movie Freak Bazaar, but just going there and looking at the catalog, or going to the actual spot where they're at and finding something freaking amazing, like In the Mouth of Madness. Like, holy shit, I don't even know if this thing has a Blu-ray release yet, but it's cool. Watch it. You'll go mad. So yeah. Just want to talk about that. I know I say this a lot, so I might cut down on movies. I will try to cut down on movies, but if I don't, at least I'll have lots of stuff to talk about. So, thanks so much for watching and putting up with me for, I don't even know how long. It's like 30-some minutes, going on 40. I hope you enjoy these videos. I hope you give me a thumbs up, a comment, chat with me. I love chatting about movies. I could talk about movies for hours and hours and hours and hours. I actually wish I could watch movies with someone that is as obsessive compulsive about collecting movies as I am, or at least have someone to talk about movies for hours and hours and hours, because my wife loves movies and I love her for watching movies with me, but there's some things like horror movies that she just won't deal with, because or the more weirder stuff like Eyes Wide Shut. They're kind of weird. You need to be in a different weird place to enjoy that kind of stuff. But I'm rambling, so I'm gonna cut off the video now. I'm gonna do one more quick video, so you'll see my gorgeous face again. But until I see you all again, this is Vargas XX78 from the Vargas Vault, thanking you and signing out.